Hello, I'm Evangelist David L. Sutton, and boy, do I have news for you. A true bombshell that makes the discovery of Noah's Ark or even the Da Vinci Code seem like child's play. As the situation worsens in Iraq and Afghanistan, as war proliferates in Israel, as terrorist activities increase worldwide, along with angry Mother Nature, who's lashing the globe with enormous fires, earthquakes, tornadoes, tsunamis, hurricanes, and floods in different places. As young people are being assassinated in classrooms, and college kids are being snatched away from family and friends. As prices rise, while employment decreases, and ethnic cleansing spreads far and wide. As all of these things now happen on a daily basis, the world, especially the world of Christianity, is asking the question, where in the world is Jesus? The bombshell news flash I have for you today is not new at all, but it's news to all because it has been hidden under centuries of tradition. Hearing it for the first time is guaranteed to shock most Christians because of immaturity. Those with open minds should have a real Arsenio moment. Hold on to your seats now. Hold on. Grab hold to your seats, because here comes the bombshell. Jesus is not in heaven. The devil is. That's right, you heard me correctly the first time. Jesus is not in heaven. The devil's in heaven. Do not touch that delete button. You'll never know where I'm coming from if you don't get the gist of what I'm saying. If you look in Job, the 15th chapter, 15th verse, it says, heaven is not pure. If you go to Revelations, the 12th chapter, verses 7 through 10, it says that Satan was kicked out of heaven. But if you realize what was going on, John was talking about a vision. And when you talk about dreams and visions, you usually talk about them in the past tense. Even though something is going to happen in the future, and you dreamt about a future event, you talk about it in the past tense. That's what happened with John on Patmos. Therefore, Satan was never kicked out of heaven. He's still there. Allow me to read just one scripture. Just one scripture. That's Ephesians, excuse me, the 6th chapter, verse 12. I'm reading from the New International Version, not the Authorized King James. Here it is. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in heavenly realms. Heavenly realms. Satan and friends are still in heaven. They never left. John was talking basically about a dream, a vision. They will be put out, but not yet. They're still in heaven. Jesus once said, the prince of this world cometh and hath nothing in me. And since Satan is the prince of this world, or the prince of the power of the air, which means prince in this case means chief. If Satan is the chief or the boss of this world, Jesus couldn't be here. He couldn't be here having Satan boss him. Therefore, Jesus had to leave. In fact, Jesus told Pilate, my kingdom is not of this world. This world is made up of heaven and earth. The both of them together equals the world or the universe. Jesus said, my kingdom is not of heaven, my kingdom is not of the earth. Neither I am not of heaven nor of earth. Therefore, Jesus had to get out of this world because the prince of the power of this world was coming. Ephesians 4:10 says, he that descended is the same also that ascended far above all heavens, far above heaven. Jesus never stopped in heaven. He doesn't have his office across the hall from Satan. His throne is not down the aisle from Satan. Satan is the prince of the power of heaven. Satan rules the heavens, as we said in Ephesians 6:12. This is Satan's realm. Jesus ascended far above Satan's realm. In 2 Peter, 3rd chapter, verse 3rd chapter, verses 10 through 13, it explains that heaven will burn up. I've read that since I was a child, but I read over it very quickly like you always do. Heaven will be burned up, and a new heaven will be created, wherein dwelleth righteousness. In other words, righteousness is not in heaven right now. It will be burned up, and a new heaven will be created. And you want your loved ones in heaven. Oh, dear sweet grandma, she's in heaven with the angels. I don't want my grandma up there. Heaven is the place where the hierarchy of demons associate. It is the capital of demonology. Job 15:15 said, heaven is not pure. How did we ever make that mistake all these years? I'm going to leave you right now, and I want you to think about those scriptures. Read them over before you get angry and jump down my throat with 2 feet. I also understand before leaving that many are reading The Search for the Christ. I understand Matthew McConaughey is reading that also, The Search for the Christ. What I have to say to all of you that are reading that book, don't start your search from heaven, because Jesus is not in heaven. The devil is. Where is Jesus? I'll tell you, but not right now. I want you to go over the scriptures that I gave you, and then we can discuss this intellectually and like believers. Right now, I'm out of here. God be with you, and heaven smile upon you. Really?